New Thought Tuesdays, and it's time to ask a very important question. Is the universe for me or against me? And the answer to this question is one of those things that is imperative when you're talking about New Thought enlightenment, of seeing what your current answer is and if it's the answer that you want. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Dean. Everything is for you. Nothing is against you. The universe is for you. 100%.
There you've got Rich
Yeah.
Smith's answer. 100% the universe is for you. So in the next 15 minutes, Rich and I on New Thought Tuesdays, we're going to help you learn how to flip the script on your life and how you can tap into the power of the universe. It's right there. And engage your truth, engage your trust, engage your wisdom, and transform your life. That's what we're doing here on New Thought Tuesdays. And today we're talking about the universe is a friendly place, how to thrive in a world that's on your side.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but many of us believe that everything is happening to us. This world is throwing stuff at us, doing it to us. And instead, I believe that everything is happening for us. And you always say, what's that saying you say? How is
How is
this?
this happening for me? There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So whenever you feel like you're stuck or you're cursed or things that you're off track, the world is against you, just realize that everything that's happening may seem like it's against you, but it's all for your highest good. Everything is unfolding in your life in perfect order, and that's what we teach here at New Thought Tuesdays.
And that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. But Rich and I have got the spiritual principles behind that, the New Thought, Ancient Wisdom, spiritual principles behind that. And that's what we're talking about today. And then after we've done our opening remarks here on the open world of social media, we'll go into the inner circle and have a private conversation with our New Thought Tuesdays inner circle beloved community to go into specifics about how
Yeah.
to see it, how to see that glimmer of light and turn it into a radiant sunbeam.
Right. And today we're going to talk about the what?
Yes.
Live. We're live on Facebook. You can find
Yes.
us on Facebook and also on YouTube channels.
Yep.
Got
Yep. Yep.
Tuesdays and making
So
filmmaking.
this idea of Rich, when we say that the universe is conspiring for our good, and I don't think we've yet said that today, but Rich and I are pretty much are absolutely, not pretty much, but absolutely into the idea of the universe is conspiring for our good.
Mhm.
When I first heard that a bunch of years ago, I think it was Dr. Mark Vieira that was doing a talk, that I thought, it's conspiring. It's conspiring. Oh, I love that. It's conspiring. Usually, you think about conspiring being gossipy or whatever, but the universe is basically going, hey, what can we do for him? What can we do for him? How can we bring it forward and bring this goodness? What is the next thing? What else is possible? That's what we believe. And in the fact of us believing it, that's what we're experiencing in our lives. The universe
Exactly.
conspiring for our good.
Yeah. And our good is always knocking on our door. That's what I always say. And the truth is, it is always knocking on our door. But what are we focusing on? We're focusing on the not good, not so good. And so that's what's going to open up. That door to not so good is going to open up. So so you want to experience more and more good in your life. You want to see the universe conspiring to bring you your highest good. You got to focus on the good in your life through gratitude, focus on the things that are already working in your life, through meditation and prayer and visioning and affirmations, just
You'll
focus on the
notice
good.
you'll notice how we always go to those. Those are our go-to spiritual practices, that sense of prayer, that sense of meditation, that's those affirmations, visualization, visioning. And you might say, well, Rich and Dean, you're always telling us to do the same thing. I'm doing that, but I've not got proof. There's always deeper and deeper awareness as you surrender and you release that sense of that sense of it's not going my way. And these are just the vessels, the spiritual practices of prayer, meditation, affirmation, visualization, visioning, thanksgiving, forgiveness, beloved community, service, tithing, all of these spiritual principles, these spiritual practices. I, I've been doing this for decades now, and every day is a little deeper. Every week is a little different.
Yeah.
That's how I know the universe is conspiring for my good.
Yeah. You know, what if, what if the universe was working with you to support you and give you, you know, the growth and success that you desire? You know, what if everything that you need for your success in your life was already available to you? What would your life look like? Think about that. That's what your vision for. You start to see, like when you wake up in the morning, don't start to see how horrible your day is going to go. Start to vision how wonderful it's going to be. And it will be that. It has to be that. You know, everything that you need for your success, it's available to you. And so, you know, it's what you think about, you bring about. Isn't that what we talk about? Thoughts,
What you
things.
think about, you bring about. It's one of those phrases that's very catchy. What you think about, you bring about. And it is the foundation of a great many things that we talk about here in New Thought Tuesdays. There is deeper and richer sense of faith that comes with it. But the knock on the door, the first thing is what you think about, you bring about. What Dean thinks about, Dean brings about.
Yeah.
Is Dean thinking about what else is possible? Or is Dean thinking about this is sometimes Dean does both at the same time. But the spiritual practice is to identify it and go, oh, okay, I just basically am metaphorically shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah.
Focus on that which we appreciate.
Yeah. You know, whatever you ask for. Well, it was the master who said, seeking you shall find, knocking it shall be open, asking you shall receive.
Yep.
And it's, you know, the bottom line is that it's always available to us. The universe is inherently good and supportive. You know, this intelligence, it's always guiding. I feel like it's guiding me towards my highest good. And when things aren't going right the way I want them to, it's only because something better is on the horizon. You know, it's opening doors to something better. So if it's not working out the way you want, guys, and I'm speaking to you guys that are my creatives, my filmmakers, that if things aren't working out the way you want, why you keep pushing in that direction to try to make it happen when the universe has your good available to you? You just have to open that door. You just have to go within, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open, and just know that there's nothing being withheld from you. There's nothing being withheld. The only thing that's holding it is your own thinking, your own mind. Change your thinking, change your thoughts, change your life. And so, you know, so Dean,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you do that? How do you change your thoughts? I mean, you know, you're thinking of these things that are going on in your life that aren't working for you. And I know I've been going through a lot lately with what am I doing with my life? What am I doing here now? And trying to think about, you know, well, what does the universe want from me? Not what I want. What is the universe? Because the universe knows me better than I know myself. It knows my needs. It knows my talents, my gifts. It knows
Yes.
everything about me. It knows me better than I know myself. So, of course, it's going to bring me the things that I need in order to grow into the greater self. You know,
Mhm.
you take an oak tree, an acorn, you plant it in the ground, you water it, you give it the right soil and the right sunlight. Give it, you know, not enough sunlight and it's going to die, and more sunlight is going to live and thrive. And it's going to grow into a mighty oak tree. And the same with us. We're going to grow into our greater self when we
We
just
are,
open up.
and that's the thing, we are growing into our greater selves as we are experiencing our sense of our greater selves. When you talk about what, Dean,
Yes.
you do, well, you know, in living in concert with life, which is my practice, my focus in the practice, though I have any number of different individual people on various paths in their spiritual practice. My focus is working with spiritual leaders and emerging spiritual leaders. And with those people who say, hey, I got this, and know enough to say there's always more to peel on the onion. People will say, I know these principles. And then, but Dean, we breathe, we go back into the premise that the universe is working for us. And also recognizing that our human brain keeps asking questions, just as you were doing and are doing, Rich. Our human brains are going to ask questions. And I just encourage our human brains to ask the question, how is this happening for me? Not working, not anything else. How is this happening? How's this experience happening for me? And finding the joy, finding the gift in the experience. In this last week, I have had an experience where I was experiencing a lot of what I was feeling, closed doors and lot of not flow. And in that process, I became remarkably frustrated. And I just went back to meditation, went back to prayer, and took a moment in the moment to know that quiet is perfectly good. And I was in my own personal quiet as I explored this truth and this trust of how the universe is a friendly place. Even when sometimes it doesn't feel that way. We can always let's take a look at war, Dean. Okay, great. Let us take a look at war, but let's take a look at something that's easier right now and focus on how is your world right now happening for you. But what about Hitler? Yes, we can get to Hitler. Let's get to Hitler. People, how is the universe happening for those people? Let's see if we can identify how it happens in the stuff that we can understand that's right here before us. And then we can use our prayer to uplift beings on all levels of time and space.
Yeah.
First, starting keeping it simple.
Yeah. I have a story how the universe supports you for your highest good. My wife and I were talking about, and this could be a demonstration, answered prayer, but we're talking about how I'm always on the go, always working, always like frustrated, and why aren't things working out and stuff like that. And we kept saying, you got to relax. How am I going to relax? Do more meditation, do more calmness and visioning and stuff like that. Well, our Coach Kim, was talking to Jen because they're friends. And Coach Kim said, I got a solution for you. And she shows up at the door with a gravity chair. Have you ever heard of a gravity chair?
A gravity chair? No.
Gravity chair. It's this chair that when you lie back on it, your feet go up and your knees are at the same level as your heart. And you
Okay,
sit
great.
in it,
Yes,
it's
yes,
got
yes, yes.
springs in it, and you feel like you're just bouncing on air. And then it has a plug that you put to your bottom of your foot, like when you're having your heart checked by one of those
Yes.
machines.
Blood pressure
Stick
machine.
it to
Yeah.
your foot, and you plug it into the outlet of the wall. Okay, get this. But the two of the prongs that get the electricity are plastic. But what it does is it connects the ground and it grounds you to the universe through the grounding in your house. And I got in that and I sat back and I relaxed. And for the first time, I felt what it felt like to be relaxed and not uptight all the time. And that was like a blessing because once you feel something like that, you know how to go back to it. So once you feel the peace that passes understanding, through doing the work that we do here on New Thought Tuesdays, then you know now I know what peace feels like. So when, Dean always says, how is this happening for me? You start to feel peace within and you start to see how it's happening for you, no matter what it is. Could be something that you think is for your detriment, but you look at it later with peace, with a peaceful heart, and you realize that it's there for your highest good.
You viscerally
So
realize, just like in that gravity chair. I love
get a
that.
gravity
Well,
chair.
first off, this woman with tremendous love comes to your home, which is a very dear place for you, with a gift.
Yeah.
How could anything but love unfold from that? I don't believe that it can, that you've got love on top of love on top of love. And then you've got this thing that created an experience for you that Richard Smith went to, got it, feel it.
Yeah.
And I declare, I can repeat it. I can be here now and I can be here always. And that's where this idea of the universe is a friendly place. Having the confidence, the commitment, the spiritual dedication to see the good that is unfolding. The good that is unfolding. I happened to listen to an interview yesterday with someone who had lost a loved one. A loved one had been taken from them, and the belief was that the loved one was still alive. And yes, terrible pain. And my heart goes out to these people in this family. And at the center of it, there was just such an expression of love, even through the tears of love. And so, how is this happening for me? Do I want somebody? Do I need somebody to be taken from me in order to love them? I don't believe that I do. However, being clear about being centered and grounded, as you would say, Richard, in that love only brings more love to the situation.
Yeah.
I know this to be true.
Being grounded in that love. Get yourself a gravity chair, plug yourself into the outlet of the wall and get grounded. It really works. You know, I usually go, I work and work and work until I'm so exhausted, I just go to bed. And then I got all these things in my mind. I can't sleep. I went last night in the gravity chair and I just lied down and relaxed.
Yes.
I practically fell asleep in the chair and then I just crawled into bed and I was out like a light.
So our topic next week will be, how is the gravity chair working for you? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Smith, we're about up on our time now. And just to let people know, thank you for being with us today. And in this world of scrolling through, thank you for staying to this point where we can tell you about the inner circle. If you'd like to be part of the inner circle, go to newthoughttuesdays.com and you will be able to see, please remind me, and we'll send you a reminder for this live stream. And if you'd like to be part of the inner circle, you have an opportunity to meet with Rich digitally, virtually, and you can talk about how the inner circle works. And he'll start out a plan for you to join the inner circle, which is we talk about these things very specifically. And where 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of spirit.
There it is. Oh, look at that, huh? Fireworks. So I want to leave you with the thought.
Yes.
The universe is a friendly place that's always working in your favor. You know, these challenges and opportunities for growth and success are yours, the divine grace they're given to you. So by shifting your beliefs, you can start to thrive in a world that will support you with the greatest potential, infinite potential, unlimited possibilities are available for you. And so that's what we wish for you in the coming week. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.